Okay everyone, so we're heading back into the HB mine this week for the second installment here. So it'll probably be about 4 shows, the HB mine. It's just a huge mine. We're learning a lot about how it works. And here, we're just going to show you how this, I've got this real cool blasting machine. This is a number 10 CIL blasting machine. And the way it works is, here's an electric blasting cap. So you hook the blasting cap to these two leads you hook onto there. And then you go like this and you turn it and it makes a charge and it goes. And yeah, so we're heading back into the HB mine and we're going to continue to go up to the higher levels. So we started off at the very bottom and we're working our way up, and it's just a fascinating mine. We're learning a lot about how the mine worked. It's kind of a bit of a unique mine. It's had this huge level at the 2800 level and a big train, a 4-foot wide train. And there's ore chutes that load all the ore to the 2800 level. And why it's unique is there's 5 of the crosscut levels going up, but none of them have any ore chutes. The purpose of the crosscut levels was just for the hoist to go up and bring the men and equipment to there. So everything went in to the bottom level in these huge, massive ore chutes that went all the way down to the bottom of the mine.
Running out and the youth alive, they streets infected and crawled in the slime. The neon nightmare is about to unwind.
And got these new waders. Hey, this is real cool. They're neoprene, nice and warm. So really kind of looking forward to getting into some water and staying dry. So I don't know why the hell I never bought these before, but. All right, so we're heading into the HB mine again. And last time we took the right and we went right as far as we could. And today I am going by myself and I'm going to take the left branch. And boy, it's sure nice having these neoprene hip waders, or chest waders. I can't believe what a difference this makes. Perfectly nice and dry, and it's a lot lighter because when you're soaking wet, it's also pretty bloody heavy. So this is just a real treat. I don't know why I was so stupid. I should have got these a long time ago. I know people suggested it, but I never listened to anyone. So. Oh, it'll be interesting to see. One thing that's different today is last time we went in here with Ken, the wind was just howling out of the mine. Today, the wind's actually going the other way. The wind is actually going into the mine, so that's kind of interesting. So, let's see all kinds of cables on the back or on the floor. And there's a bit of an airline. Feels kind of warm in here, even though there's a fair bit of ice and stuff in here, but the air feels pretty warm. We had a nasty storm on the Paulson today. All the trucks are spun out on the hill, even though we're into just about April. Old man winter doesn't want to let go this year. We got some nice looking flowstone here. It looks like it's drying up here pretty quick. Oh, looks like we're not even very far. We're seeing some stuff here already. So, a box of some type. Or some kind of cards or something. No, we're just looking at a north house here. So the stoping is in. This is going. The stoping starts pretty quick on this side. On the right side, you got to go back in about a mile before get anywhere. There we are. I got more water. I think I'll just carry on here. Happy to have these. Well, I don't think I'll bother carrying my boots. No, that's interesting. Look at that big pulley. Very muddy the water here. A huge pulley. Looks like maybe it's from a hoist cable or something like that. There's formation on the other part there. That, oh, see, that's a real kind of a clay layer here. I haven't seen before. Yeah. Wow. It always seems interesting going right to the end. It seems to change when it goes to the end. Very, a sandstone, real sandstone here. So going to the left, going in on the HB mine, there's only this one manway going up. You know, it actually looks pretty good. As it goes up, it's not that steep. So we're gonna tackle this one. We'll put our boots on. We'll head up here. Oh, I made it up this manway, but I'll have to say it wasn't very safe. You know, the ladders are pretty rotten, so I was kind of using the cable as I went up. You know, just to kind of help myself a little bit. But the trouble is, the cable broke right where my hand was because I bent it and then it slid down. So I don't really have much of a cable left, and you can't trust it anyway. So it's going to be pretty tricky getting down. We're really going to have to take my time. And but I'm going to see if I can get down somewhere else, if at all possible, and avoid having to go down there. But yeah, I'm kind of painting myself in a bit of a corner because that cable broke and I don't have any other rope with me, and I don't know if I can get out any other way. So there, the top of this manway is a false floor going down. I think that's the shaft we met coming up. So I'm thinking this is, not sure what level this is, probably the 32 to the 3,000 foot level. But it's not the same section of the 3,000 we saw before. So there's a big room there, eh? Big scoped out area there. Yeah, looks neat. Well, I'll see what else we can find. May not go too far this way. Have to decide whether we have to go down that way or if we can find a better way of going down. Problem is, well, it doesn't really matter. It's just a matter of getting my feet wet. If I go down another way, I got to wade through water to get my hip waders. But wet feet could be the least of my problems. So this looks like there's just a big stope right in this area here. And we certainly aren't going to go up there. There's some nice looking rock there. What that is, I don't know. So this is just a pocket that they mined out. There's a bit of a raise going up here, but I feel some air, but I don't really feel it's not safe to go up there. And I don't need to, so I won't. No point in pushing a situation. We got a little storage area in here. It'd be nice if there was about 200 feet of brand new rope here somewhere. But I think maybe all there is in here is some rats. So there was a, you can smell the rats here. And this looks like it was just a crapper here. Right between my feet he went. I guess maybe he didn't have any choice. Oh, made me jump, Bill. Alright. So now we'll head down this other branch and see where it goes. Yeah, I can't blame him for doing that. Didn't have anywhere else to go, eh? But I still scream like a girl. Well, this is nice because it goes up nice and gentle. Oh, it's not too bad. Let's have a look and see what's up there. Oh, it looks like a huge stope in here. It's really hard on these $800 cameras to get soaking wet like that. And probably all it's going to be is just a big stoked out area. So this looks like a level that they would have had a slusher pulling all this material out. So a slusher is sort of like a, well, kind of like a big garden hoe. They hook on a winch onto and it just pulls all this material down to that big hole at the bottom. See what kind of trouble we can get into here. So here's another raise. Oh, that's cool. There's some scaling bars there. And I've seen a few of them. You know, they got aluminum hammer. And what they do is any, or aluminum handle, any loose rock that they have, they just poke it down, make it safe for the miners walking underneath. Especially after blasting, they'll take and do that. So, all right. So we got choice of going up there if we want. There seems so many odds and ends left in this mine. It's kind of strange, like, you know, extension cords they left in here. Oh, the rope probably wouldn't have been any good. You see extension cords and just kind of odds and ends that it doesn't seem like, you know, they were planning to shut it down and just take all their goodies out. A lot of stuff left in here. You know, I'm not saying this stuff's really valuable or anything, but I wonder why they wouldn't have, if they were closing down the mine and never coming back, why they wouldn't have taken it. There's a big drop off there, shaft goes down, so this was definitely a slusher level. And you still see the cables in here. So I had a slusher, maybe the slusher's still here, but we'll see it. There weren't any slushers in the mine that I could find, but sure, I'll show you this one that I have in my shop here. So basically slusher is just like a big hole. It's got 3 points to the first one. You see that hitch at the very bottom? That's when it's pulling the ore down out of those passes, and then it's got 2 eyes in the back, and that's when it pulls it back up. So it just works on a big winch. It just goes up and down and then pulls all that loose material out of them ore passes that are not steep enough for the ore to just flow down. And here's something else I'll show you. This is an old pump run on compressed air, and they would use it for dewatering sections of the mine just to keep the water out of it. Runs on compressed air, and it would pump water. And they just scraped all this material down this track, out of this stope. This is called a raise. And it went down to the bottom of the mine and then pulled it out with a train, right? Oh, they took the slusher out when they closed the mine down, so they just would have had a pulley on here. See, there's an anchor here. So there would have just been a pulley on here. And then the cable would have went through here. And then that would have let the slusher up and down. So they use that to rake all this material down the hill. It's always kind of interesting when you see water pouring out of a hole like this, and what it is the way they found these deposits is they drilled from the surface down, and then they tested them, and then they found the deposit, and then they built all the tunnels and stopes and everything to get in here. So that's what that is. There's another little cross-cut level up there. But we're going to continue on up this way and see if we can get to another cross-cut level or whatever we're going to see. All right, so this brings us to the end. That means we've checked out everything from the first left branch to the end. Well, you know, it does continue on there. There's no bloody way we're going up there, so there's nothing else that we could possibly check out. We're done here. So yeah, this just ends at a huge stope up here. Pretty nasty section to get up into, but she's done, and hopefully now we'll be able to get back safely. I'm sure we will. All right, so we've got kind of a bit of an issue here. This cable here, I thought it was pretty strong, but the problem is it's rusty, right? So you can pull on it rock, but if you kick it a little bit, it'll break, and that's what happened. So I was using it to kind of hold myself up as I was going up and it broke. So we don't have all the cable that we had here before. And I've got to get down this pretty steep area and it's really rotten ladder here. So what I'm going to do is we're going to tie this. I've got extension cord here and I should have brought some ropes, right? So I'm going to tie this extension cord around me. Now I've got some good solid anchors as we go down. And so just loop it around. I'll let myself down, so I've got something to hold on to if I slip. And then just keep looping it on stuff there and just take your time. And you know, most all this stuff, as long as you don't get panicky, you take your time and kind of think about what you're doing, it's okay. So one big advantage of doing this compared to flying an airplane. If you fly an airplane, you get in trouble. Things happen very quickly and you have to do something quickly. Here you've got all day long to sit and talk about something and take your time and think about what you're doing. So, yeah, so I'm not really that worried about this. It's going to be pretty stressful, and this kind of stress really tires you out at the end of the day. So we've got quite a long way to go down, so and we don't have any choices, no other way to get down. So away we go. All right, I'm almost down, and this actually worked really well. So. You know, these 4x4s or 4x6s going across are all solid, and you know, because they're twice as much material as those ladders, right? That's only 2 inch. So what I do is I just I got this around my waist here, and as I go down, I get to another station and just wrap it around there and let myself down. So yeah, that's quite safe. Wasn't a big deal at all. And like I said, you know, that cable looks like a big strong cable, but it broke right in my hand. So you just kink that cable over, it'll break. So don't trust the cable. Don't be fooled into a false sense of security by it because it's a big steel cable and you only put a couple hundred pounds on it. So I'm not actually putting that much weight on this extension cord. It's just, you know, just kind of helping me like another hand. So yeah, this worked out pretty good. So, but this is a good lesson. Like I'll never go up something like this without rope. You know, my climbing rope would have been a lot better for doing this, but lesson learned. We've reached the wet section here, and I tried to wade out there. It didn't look too deep, but as soon as I started walking on that ladder, it started sinking down quite a bit. It's pretty deep here, so I don't know how far that goes in there, but you know, there's a chance that might actually hook up to the other wet section that we're joking about taking a kayak into. But this wouldn't be too bad to take something into if I wanted to go into the boat. That's you know, it's not too far to walk into here. It's about half a mile or so. You want to pack the kayak half a mile, you can get into here. It'd be kind of fun to go into there. There's a sign there that says chute 13, and that goes up this way. Oh, lots of air coming down there. Okay, that's as far as we're going to get. So this looks kind of cool. This is called chute 13, and it's the end of the first branch going, second branch going to the left. So it goes way up there, so the water came down. And I think this could be possibly connected to the first place we went up. Look how smooth that's worn. And the reason that is because all this rock came scraping down here, obviously all the ore, and it would have worn this all smooth. And then I bring down this gate. There's some wedges, you know, they use that to put timbering and stuff in, kind of cool. Hardwood, usually hardwood wedges. Little box. Oh, warning, do not stand by dump wheel side when train is passing. Kind of leads us to believe that they have Granby style cars if they have dump wheels on the one side. Lasting time 3:30. Kind of like pot time. What time is that? 4:20. Old shacks here or something, or kind of maybe a lunchroom, maybe. Oops, watch that floor. Not likely to be a rotten floor, but I'm interested. Yeah, that looks like it might have been a lunchroom, but it's all collapsed now. Bunch of rock fell down. Chip Boss 2800 level 3,000 level, 3,235 visitors. So this looks like a kind of a pretty cool map. Unfortunately, it doesn't really tell you much anymore. Boy, this looks like this was a lunchroom. It was kind of built in serpentinite and the back caved in. Pretty unstable in here. Not really a good spot to have lunch. Ah, cage. Ah, we found it. This is the bottom hoist level. Huh, awesome. Yeah. This is the bottom hoist level, right freaking on. This is where the bottom is. I don't want to put my camera up there because it's pissing rain down there. Up there. But you get the idea. So what the hoist level was for was just bring all the tools, demand tools, supplies, dynamite, all that kind of stuff up to the higher levels. How does this ladder look? I don't mind falling a few feet. Especially if I can get a good shot. Not going to go very far, right? I don't think. It's going to be a little bit wet. Let's just have a look here. There. I'm going to wreck my camera. I keep doing that. Camera's not made to go underwater. So, this is the top of the lunchroom, I guess. A lunchroom or a hoist room or something like that. And it just happens to be where it was made. It's in some pretty soft material. Completely collapsed. So this is the hoist level for the 2800 level, the very bottom of the mine here. All right, I'm wondering if this is some kind of a horn. All right, what else do we got here? Oh, looks like we're starting to see some phones. Ha ha ha. There we are. Parts of the phone. Very cool. And what other junk is in here? There's lots of light bulbs. There's a part of a phone. Phone parts, eh? Yeah. There's the bell part. Huh. So you can see a crank here. This seems to be like a substantial part of the phone, so it's got a crank part here. I guess you wind that up to generate a charge. Oh, funny sound, listen to that. Sounds like the big machine running, but I doubt it. Unless it's a ghost machine. So I'm sure it's water. Every time you hear anything sound in here, steady hum, it's always water. But it's easy to imagine you're walking in here and the mine was still running and the big compressor was operating under here. So, yeah, how are we going to get up here? A little lower. Yeah, it'd be pretty difficult to get up in there. There's no real reason to go up into a stope like that because it's not a manway, so it wasn't never designed for people to go up there. They always try to take the easy way, and we'll continue with that tradition. Well, it looks like snow here, but it's not snow. I don't know what it is. some type of minerals, I guess. Very light colored material on the ribs here. And there's another, looks like there's a whole row of scopes here. So when we went up to the 3,000 foot level, there was quite a few scopes going down. Well, that's interesting. I don't know what it is. It didn't look like it ever turned. Sure looks neat. I have no idea what that would be. Oh, pretty interesting looking teeth on these. Massive. Number 3 sheet, okay? Let's see if we can stick to the right. I'm going to wish I brought my hip waders. I hope I'm not. I did bring them, but I just changed them to my boots. Yeah. Well, look how white this is in here. Just like a chalk in here. Oh, that's pretty interesting material. Almost like a galena. Oh, powder. Huh. We know the condition of the ladders. Questionable. Yeah. That looks cool, but there ain't no fucking safe way to get up there. And we've already found a safe way to get to the higher levels of the mine, so we're almost assured that just goes up into a big slope and dead ends up there. So if we can't be 100% sure it's safe to go up an incline, we won't bother. It's not worth the risk. There is a nice one to go up there. That doesn't look steep. We'll try that way up. So all this venting here is falling to the floor. Pretty safe walking up here. These are the kind of manways I like. I mean, I could even hold my camera if it fell. Well, maybe I should put my camera away. I was able to make up this very modest raise, and it's pretty extensive up here, so that's an easy way to get up and down out of this mine. So we just tied a ribbon here. I was going to leave some breadcrumbs, but I was hungry and I ate my sandwich, and somebody pointed out the rats might eat your breadcrumbs. So I figured the ribbons would probably be good for a little while. So yeah, pretty big stope here. Looks neat. Big pillar in the middle of the room. And they put a big barrier in there. So it looks a pretty cool place to explore. And we'll have a look around here and see what we can find. There's some drill steel. You put those drills, big long rods for drilling. Oh, and there's a bat flying around here too, so we haven't seen any bats in here. Always good to see bats and rats because, you know, you're a little worried about toxicity in a lead zinc mine or whatever. There's bats flying around. It's a good sign. A pretty neat looking pillar here. And they built some kind of a fence here, I don't know why. And maybe there was some rock and stuff that was coming down. That's what it was. Probably was some rock that fell off the back here that was coming down that slope and landed on the railway. So they just put it on here so any loose stuff that would happen to fall down there would be blocked off from coming down any further. It didn't look like there was anything that happened, but probably that's what happened. Some boulders came roaring down there and hurt people below. So chances are this probably goes up quite a ways, but it may be too steep for us to ascend. We'll see. You know, a lot of people in my videos, they always talk about ghosts and stuff. And I don't believe in ghosts, but you know, there's enough hazards in these mines. You don't have to make up any. And you know, if you're not concentrating on that and you let your mind wander off on other things, you could have problems. So I'd say if you're worried about ghosts and in here, you probably shouldn't be here. Yeah. Yeah, pretty extensive stope. We will continue along. Keep an eye out for any. Keep an eye out, make sure there isn't any big holes here. Well, we've found a couple bags of explosives. Well, explosives, but this is do not drop. Keep away. That's explosives. I'm thinking you probably need a blasting cap to set that off, though. I don't think it's dangerous. But we're not gonna touch it anymore.
Talk, cut to the chase. Time's running out, and they're using live bait. Streets infected.